Hey, what's up guys, welcome back to another video, and we're here with 2.2. Obviously the title of the video is Electroculus. I'm just going to clarify a few things here. So if you've collected all the Electroculus from all the islands except Tsumeri Island, you're going to be 29 Electroculus away from a max level statue. But there are 30 Electroculus all over Tsumeri Island. I've marked them all out here. Obviously when we start the run I'll have a little map on screen so you guys can see which ones are numbered. But there are 30 here, but the reason there is that one extra is because keeping in theme with the previous Oculus collection, you'll have one spare from the Electroculus as well. I think they do this for a bit of leniency, so if you miss one, it's okay. But yeah, just to clarify that, there are 30, but we only need 29. With that all said, we're just going to jump into a little bit of a collecting spree of getting all of them, starting off with number 1. For number 1, you're going to come down to the Statue of the Seven on Tsumeri Island, go north until you get to the top of this small island. Once you get here, obviously friend request, and then you'll be able to get this Electroculus on top of the mountain, interact with it, and then take it over to the Electroculus. It'll just take you up in the air a bit, and you want to just glide over above it. It's out in the ocean a bit, and slowly glide down to it, and that will be the first Electroculus there. For the second Electroculus, we're moving a bit more inland, just going past the first normal waypoint on the island to this location right here. And once you're here, you're going to want to travel to the top of the kind of little cliff mountain thing that it is. And the Electroculus is floating right in the middle of the arena, so you just want to glide over to it and then land safely on the ground, and that will be the second Electroculus. For number 3, we are jumping it down a bit more south, just underneath the word site here, now next to the shoreline. And though you'll see a little lake here with a rock in the middle, Electroculus floating right above it. You can just go on top of this little rock and jump, and you'll pick it up, and there you go, that's the third one. Fourth one is again pretty simple. If you just travel over to above the Moshiri ceremonial shrine or site, whatever you want to call it, just at the end of this little path, take a little right and you'll see it floating here. Do be careful, 2 of these new hounds spawn. I can't remember their names, the fell hounds or whatever. But regardless, the fourth one is right here. Number 5 is at the actual ceremonial site. You just want to get here and then look at the arch. You'll see it floating there. And without using Kazuha or any means of cheating, we're just going to try and get up here by just climbing the side of these rocks. You can climb to the top and then just glide your way down by jumping off the edge like this, and then slowly glide over, and that's the 5th Electroculus. For number 6, we're jumping down to this little rocky formation here, staying on top of it though, and this one is underneath. So what you're going to do is come to the edge, jump off and instantly glide, and slowly drop yourself down until you see this ledge, or you can just hug the ceiling of it. But slowly glide over to it and you'll be able to pick up the 6th Electroculus very easily like that. For number 7, we're going down to the southernmost island of Tsumeri Island, and here you're just going to go over to the waypoint itself and then head towards this arena, but don't jump off. You got to look down and look for a little hole in the ground or wherever the staircase is, and you're just going to slowly make your way down until you pick up the 7th Electroculus, which is just in this little cubby right there. And for number 8, you're going to want to come to this ledge here under the word Moshiri. Once you get here, you'll see this time trial and the Electroculus, and the Electroculus is over there in this bubble. As per usual, pick up the Electroculus and hustle and bustle your way over to the bubble. The fog is going to set in this area, so be careful of that. You just want to make your way all the way directly to this. Once you get here, it's on top of this, and whilst you're here, you may as well hit this with Electro and light it up so you can stay in the fog without being teleported. But that is the 8th Electroculus. For number 9, you're going to go a bit more north over to this little kind of stone platform on the map, which my markers are obscuring. Once you get here, you'll see one of these statues and a ruin guard laying down. The Electroculus is just above the ruin guard floating. You're going to want to climb this arch thing and then just jump into it, and that will be the 9th Electroculus. For number 10, we're going to travel down to this island on the very far western side, southwestern side, I guess. And once you get here, you'll be greeted with this little island. You have to just climb to the top or glide from the top there. And it's very simple, just walk up here, jump, and that is the 10th Electroculus. For number 11, we're just going to go a bit more north, and once we get to this little waterfall area with the Electroculus right here, we're just going to look down, and the Electroculus is waiting for us right on this small little island. and that's the 11th. For number 12, we're staying, or 3, 2, 1. For number 12, we're moving up a bit more again on top of this area, just above the river. Once we get here, you'll see this little time trial, as well as these rocks right here, and a massive pillar. We're just going to climb to the top of this bad boy, and on top of there will be the 12th Electroculus. And for number 13, we're actually going to travel down to the north side of this small island here. The reason being is because we're going to pick up this Electrogranum, and then very quickly rush towards... I think we could have actually just taken that thing there, but that's fine. We're going to rush towards this electro door, towards the actual marker that we put on the map. And then once we get here, we'll be able to just walk through it, and we'll have the 13th Electroculus. For the 14th, we're moving up a bit more north over to this island right here. Once you get to the island, you're going to see this massive pylon thing, sword-looking statue. You're just going to jump to the top of it with whatever character that you have. And once you get to the top, that will be the 14th Electroculus. For the 15th Electroculus, we're moving over to the middle of the map a bit more. And we're just going to go to this part here where you'll see a little hole in the ground with a path going through it. Once you get here, you'll see this stone structure looking thingy like this, and 2 abyss mages kind of worshipping this stone statue. And on top of that stone statue that they are worshipping, you'll see a little Electroculus there, and that is the 15th. For the 16th Electroculus, we're moving over towards the center mountain a bit more, but still staying on the outside. And once you get here, you'll see a little bit of a hilichurl encampment with this red hut here in the middle. Once you get here, just kind of want to climb some way up there. We're just going to climb the mountain here and do a little bit of a back jump. Once you get here, climb to the top and just do a bit of a jump, and you'll be able to easily pick up the 16th Electroculus. And for the 17th, from the 16th, we're going to go from this little red hut here. We're just going to glide outwards towards the open area. And once you see this little crack in the ground, you're just going to want to slowly drop down into it. Once you land down on the ground, you might have just saw it there through this little crack. We're just going to jump down here again, and it'll be floating just above the blue little sealy thing there. And that right there is the 17th Electroculus. And for number 18, we're moving over here to this little open area just in front of Tsumeri Shrine. You'll see a little pylon of a little kind of pillar thingy. I don't know really what to call it, but on top of it is very simple. Just pick up the 18th Electroculus and spawn some specters, I see. For the 19th Electroculus, we're going to Tsumeri Storm, and we're going over to the leftmost kind of little island of strip of mountain here. We're just going to go here. Wherever you see one of these doors, I don't think it actually matters which door you go to, but you can see it floating there in the sky. What you do is just interact with this door by walking through it, and it will take you through this Electroculus. And boom, that right there is the 19th Electroculus. Now for the 20th Electroculus, we're moving over to the northernmost part of Tsumeri Island, and we're just going to this little peak of a cliff here. Once you're here, you'll see this Electrogranum. You pick up its thing, you press T a few times, and that'll take you up towards it, and then you just glide through the 20th Electroculus, just like that. For the 21st, we're moving over to the eastern side of the island of the 20th. Once we get to this little small island over here, which is where the Electrogranum is that we need to interact with to get into that bubble over there, we're going to interact with it, and then we're just going to make our way over towards this bubble. I recommend a cryo character to get across the water easy, but you do not need it, as Kazuha can make it just in time. And floating right above the center console thing is the 21st Electroculus. For the 22nd Electroculus, we're going to the bottom-ish area of this northernmost spiral area, where one of the quest objectives is to clear the fog. And once you get to kind of near the bottom area, obviously I suggest you solve all the puzzles before you attempt doing this. But once you get to this little area, you'll see in the middle, just kind of in between these rocks and twines and twigs and whatnot, you'll see the 22nd Electroculus. For the 23rd Electroculus, we are traveling to the very peak of Shirokoro Peak here. Once you get to the top, you'll see this little crystal thing and a bunch of like kind of Electrogranums to take you up here. And above this little floaty thingamajiggy, there is an Electroculus, and that is the 23rd right there. After you've collected the 23rd, just jump directly off the eastern side of that little mountain until you almost get to the bottom and also see this little indent in the mountain cliff ledge thing. You'll also see a similar thing that you saw on top of the cliff with this little rock, and above it is floating the 24th Electroculus. Float through it and you'll be able to pick it up very easily. Okay, so for the 25th Electroculus, we're going to go to the very bottom of Shirokoro Peak, where this kind of area is, where that one there was. You're going to want to pick up this Electrogranum very quickly, and also then start running into this cave just over here. And for this, you're going to want to be very quick here, because obviously the Electrogranum has a time limit. With the Electrogranum, you're going to want to go through this little portal right here. You can do the time challenge in here if you want, but the reason we're stopping here is so we can refresh our Electrogranum. So we're going to go through that portal again. So after picking up this Electrogranum, go through this portal. Speed is of the essence, so we're going to continue running around like this through this little puzzle. I recommend you guys do this puzzle beforehand, but that's up to you. And now we're just going to follow this path and go through this hole with the roots, still having our Electrogranum. Going to climb here and go through this portal like that. And inside here is the 25th Electroculus. Pick it up and there you go. And for number 26, this one I actually cannot figure out for the life of me. I've sat here for about, let's say 20 to 30 minutes looking in this small room, or not really small, but this room. I can't figure the puzzle out for the life of me. So I do apologize on this. No amount of elemental sight. If you look at the map here, if I move away slightly, on the little mini map, you can see the marker is appearing pretty much right in front of me, and I'm on top of it right now. But if we look up, we don't see any floating purple boy, and that obviously means then that it is below us. And I literally just for the life of me cannot see the entrance to this. I've looked around this whole room. That down there is a door. I have an idea that that might lead to it, or that might have something to do with it. But also I just cannot figure it out, and I don't think it's worth my time waiting any longer, because to get to level 10 of the statue, you can actually just miss one, and this is the only one that I do miss. I actually know that the rest of them are confirmed. I know where they all are, so I'm just going to leave this one out. If you do know where this one is, leave it down in the comment section. I'll try to either pin it, or I'll make a separate video outlining the puzzle for this one. But yeah, sorry about that, guys. This is the 26th, on to the 27th. So for the 27th, if you've just come from the 25th, which was just around this corner, you're going to want to do all the puzzles in this room, which are not too difficult. It's just a bunch of Sealies, which you follow over to this little mechanism here, which then drains some water down there. Then you also have to line up a lot of these electro crystals, which are pretty simple. After that all is done, you'll unlock this button, which opens this door, lets you through here, which is another little room, which is, there's another puzzle here with some owls, but don't really worry about that for the 27th. Just keep on following it straight forward, and then once you get to here, you'll see this massive room with the 27th floating right there in the middle of it. To collect it, you can just simply go to the end here, climb up these trees, as however you really want. After you get to the top, just jump down and glide towards the center. And there you have it. That is the 27th Electroculus. Now for the 28th, we're coming to the center of Mount Kana here, which you can enter from the south side near the shoreline, which is a massive hole in the mountain. Once you get here, you'll see this like kind of husk of a tree, and you'll take a right here to this Electrogranum. Once you get here, just kind of use it all the way up until you get to this point where you'll actually just see the Electroculus, just here on one of the bark pieces. Just try to carefully climb your way up here so you don't fall off, and then once you get to the top, you'll be able to see and get the Electroculus. And for the 29th Electroculus, we're going to the very, very top of Mount Kana. It's a bit of a struggle to get up here, but you have to climb from the bottom all the way to the top from the either inside or outside. And once you get here, you'll see this little arch hole here. It's kind of hard to see, but it's pretty much underneath the very, very tip. And once you see this arch, in the middle of it will be the 29th Electroculus. Just jump up a bit and you'll be able to pick it up very easily. And now for the final Electroculus, we're moving over past Tsumeri Island. We're going north of it, just over here, where this domain is. Best way to do that is travel to the northern side of Tsumeri, take this wave rider, and just go to it like this. Here you'll get a domain, which is a bunch of puzzles to do for. But to get the Electroculus, you just got to go to the top of this little ramp, jump off it like so, and glide slowly over to it underneath this ledge, pick it up, And there you go, that's the final Electroculus. Now if we head into our inventory here, we can see that we have 29 Electroculus. Obviously we didn't get that 26th one, mainly because that puzzle is for some reason really hard and I didn't feel like putting in too much effort for one Electroculus that you do not need. Obviously if you want it, go ahead and try to figure out that puzzle if you want to just collect everything and have one spare, but I think they put that extra one in there for a bit of leeway. Now, going over to a statue of the 7, I'm here at Tsumeri Island. We're going to go into it and we're going to hand in it just to see 100% getting to level 10 of the statue with all the Electroculus. You see here we have 1 out of 30 already because the other islands gave us 1 extra. Offer all, we bing bang bong it right into level 10, and that is the final bit of the Electroculus collection spree that we had to do over the course of 3 patches. There we go, guys. Level 10 statue. Hopefully this video did help and you guys did enjoy. If it did, and if you did enjoy it, hit that like button. Also consider subscribing down to the channel. Help me, support me, whatever you guys want to do. Ring that bell as well if you haven't, to stay notified of when I upload next. This has been a hell of an experience collecting all these ones, especially that puzzle on 26. But there you have it. Have an amazing day, everyone. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.